This program is suitable for general viewing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening, exactly 27 minutes past 8 o'clock. My name is Faisal Kassim and welcome to the live Real Talk. And we are continuing with our episodes talking about the current unfortunate genocide that is currently happening against the innocent civilians and people of Palestine, Gaza to be precise. Today marks the 20th day of the war and over 6,000 Palestinians have been killed, including children, women, elderly, doctors, to mention but a few. This is clear genocide. Israel has proven itself to be an apartheid state with illegal occupation of the Gaza Strip, and when the locals, when the people try to defend themselves, then it has led into this massive destruction of properties, massive destruction of lives and disruption of lives. 150,000 people at the very minimum are displaced currently right now as we speak in Palestine. Joining me tonight to talk about some of the information disseminating the digital space, both the media space, both digital and mainstream, I have in studio Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome and my brother Musa Mwale. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Karibuni sana, gentlemen, and thanks so much for making time for us this evening.
Thank you.
Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome, it is a very sad day because just today again, another rocket, actually yesterday, it bombed, like live on camera, we could see a Palestinian doctor who was trying to live and to run and save his life, was actually bombed while a journalist's camera was streaming live. And they were bombed by a rocket from the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. So this is outright genocide. But again, people are still coming out and claiming that this is a religious war, this is a Muslim affair, let them continue with this issue. Sisi kama Kristo, for example, watu wengine nasema, wao kama Kristo, they're standing with Israel and Jerusalem and all that. Acha Waislamu endelee kumaliza.
Faisal, I think it's important for us to correct certain misconceptions. Number one, I like the way you are putting it. This is genocide. And that's why I don't agree with anybody who is saying there is a war. Between who and who? There is no war here. It is Israel, the Zionist, massacring the people of Gaza. It's a massacre. Because when you talk about a war, you're talking about two sides. Which is the other side that is resisting them? Actually, I would say it's even shame on them. Because if this is the way to show their might, actually, then I don't know where the world is heading to. So this is an outright massacre. And you're talking about human beings. Yeah. You know, the other day, Faisal, actually I don't watch news anymore. Unfortunately, in the world that we are living in today, whether you want to watch the mainstream news or not, news will still continue coming. Yeah. Sometimes you go into a restaurant, you're having tea. Like yesterday, I just went into a restaurant, and one of the international channels was showing what is happening, and it coincided with a hospital, you know, a scene of a hospital where children, some of them without limbs, bleeding, crying, and doctors, and you could see these are doctors that are ill-equipped to deal with the situation, trying to calm those children. And some of the children are crying for their parents. But their parents might not even be there. They will never see their parents. So you can imagine the situation that they have created. And Faisal, for me, the saddest part of this is this. You know, if it was a natural disaster, like an earthquake, flood, tsunami, you'd say it's an act of nature or an act of God. This shows the extent to which a human beings can go to destroy others. This is the kind, and maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to expose these people for whom they are, the kind of inhuman activities that they can do. And true to the words of the defense minister, their defense minister, at the beginning.
We are dealing with human animals.
Human animals.
Finish them.
Qatalahumullah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deal with them.
So, Sheikh, still coming back to my question. People are looking at this as a religious war.
I'm coming there.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I wanted to bring to this show tonight a Christian clergy. People don't know, Musa, that the hospital in which 500 people are bombed, it belongs to a church. It belongs to the Coptic church. Actually, I wanted to bring the representative of the church here. Unfortunately, he's not well, but he has promised to come here.
Inshallah, definitely. We'll be honored to have him.
It is a human disaster. There is nothing like a religious or Muslims against, or Jews against Muslims. No, these are Zionists who happen to be Jews and against humanity. Because they have destroyed even churches. Do you know that?
Yeah.
There are churches that have been destroyed. And actually, I think it is wrong for anyone to say that the Christians are supporting Israeli. Maybe you say some of them. I know the leader of this country stood up and said that we stand with Israel, but he was speaking for himself. I don't want to believe he was speaking for the Christians of this country. Because, let me tell you, Faisal, you don't have to be a Muslim to see how bad this thing is. You just need to be a human being. You just need to be a human being to see what is going on. For argument's sake, let's say they are retaliating for whatever Hamas had done. But to this extent, what do they want to achieve? And for me, it's very clear. They want to clear Gaza completely.
And that's what I wanted to bring in Musa Mwale and say that thanks so much, Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome, first for that. We're going to come back to you. And Sheikh Musa Mwale, I mean, people would say that, some people actually say, some journalists in the mainstream media, they're saying that, or they're asking the question, then what is the moderate response? What were the IDF supposed to do then, right? After being attacked on the 7th of October. So they say it's a fateful day for them. They woke up, they were doing, it's a holiday, they're going about their business, and all of a sudden they got a surprise attack from the Hamas. So the question they're asking is the moderate response to the Sham. My question to you is that these people feel that, the pro-Israelis for that matter, they feel that IDF is justified with the kind of an attack that they launched on people, right? What would be your response to that?
Thank you so much, Brother Faisal, and thanks, Sheikh, for shedding more light on that. One is that this wasn't an attack in terms of retaliating. For how many years have they been killing and murdering Palestinians? What happens, Faisal, if you lock yourself in a room with a cat and you start beating it? It will scratch you. It will retaliate. These people, the Palestinians, have been put and boxed in a corner in such a way that there was no any other way but to die fighting. And that's why they are not, we actually are the ones who are sympathizing, but for them, they're seeing victory because they're fighting back rather than being killed in your room, in your bed.
Yes.
You'd rather go to the street and get killed. Because in any case, you'll get killed. And so this issue of their retaliating, they have a right to defend themselves. To defend themselves against what? As Sheikh Lethome put it, would you want to take, for example, Mike Tyson and put him into a ring with a 4-year-old boy? Just because the 4-year-old boy is sparring? No. You can't. So these people trying to exercise their might, they should have picked on their equal, but not to massacre people who are using stones and machetes to just defend themselves. So there isn't anything like defending themselves. He said that the Palestinians are human animals. For me, I call them the devils. The devils who don't see anything in humanity. They are not even able to see a difference between a living thing and something that is not living, like a building.
We've seen the content creators coming out, the Israeli content creators to be precise. They are coming out and mocking the Palestinians, mocking and using the graphics and the videos of the buildings that have been wiped out, mocking and using the videos and the pictures of the victims of this genocide. And they're making fun of it. Some of them going ahead and just applying something like a red kind of, maybe a tomato sauce or something, with donning the Palestinian resistance turban, and then just pretending to be, you know, and they're dancing to it, basically, just mocking the Palestinians in this matter.
That is
so, exactly. So basically, the point I'm trying to drive across is that the digital space has played a key role in this war this time, right? Over and above the battlefront, which Israeli is fronting, and as of last night, we've seen they're starting to invade the Gaza Strip, right? Of course, the ground invasion. Over and above that, we have seen a lot of propaganda, a lot of disinformation, but at the same time, from the previous years, this time we've seen different people from across the world coming out and standing in solidarity with the Palestinians. Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome. We saw the London streets flooding, we saw the New York State flooding, we saw Palestine, Ahmedabad, Faisalabad, you know, all these places were flooding with people coming out with the flags, pro-Palestinians. And it begs the question then about the issue of, one, the digital space, the digital activism, and the actual physical demonstration. How do you think they impact this, or Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome?
Of course, this is happening at a time whereby we are living in a global village, I would say, where information from one end of the world immediately goes to the next one of the end of the world. And of course, it is being used and misused. And that's why, as you rightly put it, there is a lot of disinformation, misinformation, and the rest, which we can do nothing about. But the truth of the matter be said, you know, for everything that happens, Faisal, no matter how painful it is, I believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a purpose for it. This has really exposed the Zionists for who they are. And the digital, the technology that we are living in, the information technology that we are living with today, has helped expose them. I don't know whether you saw this clip whereby a Zionist is peeing on a dead body. For me, I'm saying it's sad. I could not watch it up to the end, but I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is exposing them for whoever they are. Let us assume, for argument's sake, they had a right to kill that person. Pee on them, pee on the dead body, step on the dead body. Let us assume this is a justified war, which of course it is not. Whichever way you look at it, let anybody accuse me of being biased, but I'm just trying to think as a human being. Let us assume it is a war where two countries are at war, equals, which they are not here at all. Are there no rules of war? There are rules of war, internationally accepted. And where are these champions of human rights today? Because even prisoners of war, they have rights. People who are not combatants, they are not in the battlefront, they have rights. But now even animals have no right in this country, you know. So you wonder, actually, where is the world heading to? Could this be a sign of the end of the world or what? Because I think this is unprecedented in the human history. It has never happened like this. So let us assume people saying Israel had the right to retaliate. But there are no rules of engagement. This now is just bombing. For a straight 20 days, they're just bombing without caring who they are bombing. Like this hospital, which belongs to the Coptic Church. They just decided 500 people were massacred in that hospital, you can imagine. And I remember when it started, Musa, I think the Israeli defense minister, he said, we're going to deny them food, we're going to deny them water, electricity. I was waiting, the next thing, oxygen. Only that they could not even stop them. I'm sure if they had a way of denying them oxygen, but this one they cannot. Now, even prisoners of war, even in a state of war, you cannot deny a human being basic amenities. Have you seen the queue of lorries trying to get into bring in
the
humanitarian
from,
aid.
Yeah, from the Jordanian border and
You
from
can
the Egyptian
imagine.
border, yeah.
You can imagine. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know what this is reminding me of? Ashabul Ukhdud in Surah Al-Buruj. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a witness, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will revenge, inshallah, for them.
Sheikh Musa, still on the aspect of information and disinformation. I mean, we have clearly seen outright biasness by not just some media spaces, but even the global leaders. Some have chosen to remain silent, others have chosen to pick the apartheid state side. Literally, they came out and supported the Israelis, saying that they're justified and they should do everything humanly possible to defend themselves and defend their sovereignty, right? So to speak. Those are some of the leaders, what they were saying. So some of the bias that we have seen is the two captives that were released. They had a whole interview, the two ladies, old ladies, right? And all the other media houses reported what they said because they're speaking in Hebrew, right, during the interview. And all the other media, while translating, they were saying that these former captives were talking about how well they were treated, that they had medical attendants to attend to them every 2 days. They ensured that they had whatever medicine that they had to take. But this one international media, CNN to be precise, came out and said that these people were tortured, right? And to bring it closer home, a national media house, again, today in its dailies, again reported the same thing. So the outright bias that we are experiencing, what do you think may be the cause for that?
Well, I think Sheikh put it well, that the informal media or the social media, which has come as an alternative, has given room to the world to understand and appreciate situations the way they are. Because what we have done in the past is that we've relied on this mainstream media, and they have really given us or reported what they want us to know. They have fed the world with a lot of misinformation on many situations, not only Gaza. But the social media and the alternative media is now exposing them. So however much they're trying to cover, they realize that they cannot cover. Even when you have these content creators coming up with stories and creating reports that are untrue, they actually struggle and they keep on changing the narrative. However, it cannot be changed because it's coming real time. Something is happening, the next minute or the next second, it's all over the world. So for me, I would really laud that the social media and the alternative media is now giving the world. And that's why you see all these demonstrations. Because now the world is understanding, oh, this is not a religious war. This is not a war between two countries. It's an occupation. It's a murder by a state that has been armed by the most powerful. It's being given money. And for me, just call them out, be it Britain, be it the US, they're all brutes, the leadership. They're all murderers and they're cowards. Because how do you kill a mosquito using a gun? And not just a gun, an AK-47. You're trying to shoot a mosquito? So this is what is happening, and their intention is to drive out the Palestinians so that they occupy the land fully. Fortunately or unfortunately for them, Egypt refused to actually open the border so that Palestinians can come in. We were all, of course, I'm one of them who was blaming the leadership. But now I realize that it is a good strategy, because had they opened and these people are pushed out, the trucks would just come in and flatten the land, and before you know it, in the next 2 months,
there's no more Gaza.
There's no more Gaza, and it's all occupied. even now, the two-state solution is very difficult unless we go back to the Oslo Accord. Because even if you say the two-state solution right now, where is Palestine?
True. Gaza.
It's not there.
There's Gaza on the one side, and then there's West Bank on the other side.
Palestine is not there. It's non-existent. You know, so this is their trick. However, they have failed, and inshallah they are going to fail miserably. And if they also make a mistake, they are threatening. They're going to go to the ground. But fortunately, they don't understand the terrain. You know, those Palestinians and be it Hamas or whoever who are fighting for their rights, they understand the terrain. They're going to use whichever means. Them with their missiles and whatever, they're not going to win the war.
Interesting. And thanks so much. Now, just bringing the point closer home, right? We have seen a lot of support coming. Kisumu, they went on the streets yesterday. Mombasa went on the street last week. I hear there are plans for demonstrations in Nairobi as well. So just bringing the point closer home. So what can we do, right, to support the Palestinian struggle for their freedom right now? I've seen Al Khair Foundation and Jamia Mosque, they have launched campaigns, and Al Khair, they were sharing videos of them donating and actually giving their donations to the Palestinian people in Gaza. And Jamia Mosque is still collecting. Today, Sheikh Jamaluddin announced that we are above 11 million shillings.
12 million.
12 million, We are at 12 million right now. The target is 15 million, right? The target is 15 million to take it to the Gaza people. So, like, these are amazing initiatives that we have witnessed. So, the question then is, what else can we do beyond this? Sheikh Ibrahim, I'm going to say
thank you very much. You know, in situations like this, there is that tendency of feeling sometimes helpless. What can I do? There is nothing I can do. But I don't think that is the stand we should take. There's a lot that we can do. As Muslims, remember, we are told, the Prophet ﷺ has told us, unsuru akhaka zaliman aw madluman. Rescue your brother, whether he's the oppressor or the oppressed. If he's the oppressor, Faisal, I'll stop you from oppressing. Unfortunately, here we are not able to stop the oppressor here, but we are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to stop him in the best way that Allah knows. Even Fir'aun never thought that water, you know, he even claimed that the river is running under his control. But the same water actually killed him. Water that is the source of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned it to be a weapon to kill him. And the same water did not drown this baby, Moses. That is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will deal with them. But for us, we need now to stand with the madloom. And you don't have to be a Muslim, Faisal, to see the madloom, the oppressed. We need to stand with them. How? Faisal, we don't have an army that we can send there. Faisal, we cannot sever diplomatic ties because it's not within us. I liked, is it South Africa that says they're severing diplomatic ties? You see, there's something you can do. And they even said, remove all Israeli goods from the shelves. They said that. That's what people can do. Do what you can. For us here, the biggest weapon, Faisal, and let not anybody belittle this weapon, dua. Dua is the biggest weapon. All these people crying in the masajid after every salah, raising hands to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have no doubt in my mind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hearing this dua and He will answer, but at His own time. Number two, whatever little that we can do, like collecting money and sending. And I was happy the other day, because people are wondering, even if you collect the money, how are you going to take it there? There are ways of taking it there. And I was happy. I saw people of Al Khair Foundation distributing bread, and they mentioned Kenya, Muslims of Kenya by name. You saw that clip, which is very encouraging.
Yesterday, the truck actually accessed Gaza.
Alhamdulillah, which is very good. So people out there, please, for me, Faisal, the thing is this. I ask myself, and I want to ask whoever is watching this program, wherever you are, ask yourself, put yourself in the shoes of the Palestinians. Of course, you'd want help. Then ask yourself, on the day of Qiyamah, because we shall all stand there, what did you do for the people of Palestine when they were in need? Please stand up to be counted. I contributed my 10 shillings, my 100 shillings, my 1,000 shillings. Wallahi, this might be the reason for you to go to Jannah and be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, alhamdulillah, join this peaceful demonstration. Let your voice be counted. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not burden us with things that are beyond us. Is it beyond you to raise your hands and make dua? Is it beyond you to encourage somebody, if you cannot pay to the pay bill, just remind somebody that there is a pay bill, even forward it. Sometimes we keep on forwarding useless things, even sinful things. Just forward that pay bill. You know, I've even memorized it now, Faisal.
No,
it is 150770, account number, Gaza. You know, it's, no, now, please, just forward that and you'll have done something. When there is a demonstration, if you are a khatib in the mosque, I expect tomorrow's khutbah in most of the masajid to talk about this. Let us keep on talking about this. Then we pray for Nusra and Faisal.
No, Sheikh.
The comfort I have. You know, I'm sad. It's heartbreaking, Faisal. But at the end of the day, the comfort that I have is that victory will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
On that note, I think I'm going to ask you to, all of you, just hold your phone. Sheikh, you can hold your phone. Just hold your phone. Sheikh Musa, you can remove your phone. Hey, Mustafa to Asimo. Aban, everybody at home, our viewers to Asimo, let's go to the M-Pesa. And of course, send a minimum of 100 shillings, right, Sheikh? Minimum.
Minimum, okay.
Minimum 100 shillings. So you say we go to pay bill.
Yeah. Lipa M-Pesa. Then you go to pay bill.
Pay bill 150. I'm also telling you.
Just a minute, slowly. 150770. Then okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we go
account
to account
number.
GAZA. Right?
GAZA. Then
Gaza.
okay.
Then okay. Mustafa, you're not doing it, Mustafa. Khalas, minimum 100 shillings. Minimum.
Okay. You can put more if you want.
You can put more if you want.
Okay.
But at least a minimum of 100 shillings.
Viewers there, I hope you're doing the same.
Yes, I hope they're doing the same. Please kindly follow suit. Aban and everybody is back there. Everybody who's watching, I hope you're doing the same.
Okay, we've done
so
it.
Pay bill 150770. Account number or account name Gaza.
Yes.
Amount minimum as you wish, but minimum 100 shillings, inshallah. And done. Sent.
It has come. Jamia Mosque Committee.
Yes.
For account Gaza.
Yes.
It has come.
Alhamdulillah.
No. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this for all. So viewers out there, please don't say you cannot do something. You can do that at least.
At least you've done something.
Yeah, inshallah.
Musa Mwale, you've already done, you've sent already?
Yes.
You're good? Khalas. So just to add on to what Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome said, what more do you think we can do as Kenyans, as the locals, to support the Palestinian struggle for their freedom and their independence?
Besides what Sheikh Ibrahim has shared, you just mentioned that a local media apparently is siding with the murderers. So for me, the little that we can do is to boycott that local media. For people, Muslims who have business to advertise, it's not to give them business. There was a small, not small survey, but there was some baseline survey that was done in the country.
Yes.
That actually the malls in Kenya are surviving because of the Muslim patrons. A mall like Westgate, people should boycott it. We are not boycotting Jewish products because there are quite a number of Jews who support the cause of Palestine. We are supporting institutions that side with the murderers. So any product coming from the state of Israel should be boycotted. You can say, I know people have argued, if it's only me not buying, what impact does it have? But if 100 of us, if 1 million of Muslims stop buying a product, you stop visiting institutions like Cat Cafe, for example. I know, personally I never eat in Cat Cafe, and I know quite a number of Muslims and non-Muslims who say because this establishment is owned by Israelis and it channels the money back Why can't we boycott that? So there is a lot we can do, apart from dua, apart from material contribution. We can also share information, because quite a number of people don't know. They don't understand the history of Palestine. Muslims, let's share this information. We are on many platforms. I share quite a lot of information with platforms where they are non-Muslims, and quite a number of them have begun to understand and appreciate. Because all we need, what is the use of a demonstration? Is to project, is to tell the world that this is happening. So you cannot join a demonstration, but you can forward a message, information, correct factual information on Gaza, on Palestine, on the cause of Palestine. Please share. So there's a lot we can do while just seated in our homes. There's quite a lot we can do, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. I will consult with our legal team and see if I'm allowed to talk about that mainstream media locally that published that story. If you can just expose them on TV and see if we can encourage our viewers not to go. Personally, right now, as you are talking, I just unfollow them on X, formerly Twitter. I've just unfollowed them right now, and I'll boycott them. I'll not watch any of their programs. I will not watch their YouTube videos to give them numbers so that we give them business. And I'll do the same within my circles. But again, as I said, I'll check with our legal team, see if you're allowed to expose them, and caution our viewers as well not to do that. Then as soon as we've done that, then we'll be able to expose them. But personally, because I've seen and I know, so I've already unfollowed them.
But you can also share the information with us.
I will share the information with you quietly.
Quietly.
I will share the information with you quietly.
Yeah.
You will see, so that you unsubscribe, you don't follow them, you don't give them views, you don't give them money. And we cut whatever ties we have with them until we support the freedom and the independence of Palestine.
Thank you.
Jazakumullah khair. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your insights. May Allah bless you. Jazakumullah khair. And we continue making dua. We continue whatever we do to whatever capacity we can to help liberate our brothers and sisters in Gaza and Palestine by extension. Jazakumullah khair. A lot has been said. A lot can be done. You can do a lot. You can do a lot through the gadgets that you have, through the information that you have. Most importantly is our brothers and sisters in Gaza, they need us. They need you. They need me. Sheikh Ibrahim Lethome said that unsur akhakum dhaliman aw madhluman. Right? Over and above that, even if they were not Muslims, this is dhulma that is happening, Allah would ask you as well. Right? So you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only because they're Muslims, they're humans as well. Not every civilian who is that is a Muslim, but again, they're all humans. And that is why we need to stand with our brothers and sisters in Gaza. You don't need to be a Muslim to support Palestine or Gaza. We just need to be human. My name is Faisal Kassim, and we will continue with these episodes of talking about the genocide that is currently happening in Gaza. People are taking sides, and they're not shy of taking sides as well. We are standing with Palestine. We are standing with our brothers and sisters in Gaza. Remember, 150770 is the pay bill. Account number is Gaza, and this donation will reach to the intended beneficiary, inshallah. Let's keep on making dua. Let's keep on contributing. Let's keep on disseminating information. Let's keep on boycotting. My name is Faisal Kassim. See you next week, same place, same time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.